Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SD channel, aka Spiritual Desires, for we are always spiritually led to our utmost desires. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode here on the SD channel. In today's episode, we are just going to do a advice from spirit spread, okay? So we are just going to see what messages spirit wants you to know. And regardless of if you are currently dealing with something or not, it doesn't matter. Even if things are perfect for you right now, well, you want to keep things that way, right? So we're just going to pull some cards, see what the universe has in store for you, and see if there is anything that they want to tell you when it comes to helping you to progress, heal, and just move forward in a more divine way, okay? All right, of course, as always, understand that all of my readings here on this channel are for entertainment purposes only, okay? So some things may resonate with you, however, some things may not. Since these readings are for all zodiac signs, understand that all zodiac signs are also welcome here in this safe space. But because this is like a mass of people that will be watching these readings, everything is not just going to apply to you, your life, and your situation. So just leave what doesn't apply to you, and of course receive the messages that do. Okay. Of course, if you are interested in a more in-depth look at your personal situation, please look at the description box below. That is where my mentor's information is. She offers many services on her website. She also has her own YouTube channel as well as other social media sites that you can reach out to her through. So please look at all of her information, check her out, for I know she can assist you if you are interested in any of her services. All right, well, let's go ahead and get directly into your spread. Okay, hold on. Before we actually pull the cards, I want to read today's tea messages. Okay. All right, so I, as I've mentioned in other readings, I drink yogi tea pretty much every day, and so I like to keep their messages and use them just as a little bit of advice and upliftment for my own personal life. And of course, anything that I do for myself, I would like to share that with you all as well. Okay, so for today's tea message, it says, the essence of life is to communicate love. All right. The essence of life is to communicate love. I hope you can read that. All right. The other message says, even a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a first step. Okay. Even a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a first step. All right. So it's about you taking the initiative. It's about you going after whatever it is that you desire, regardless of how comfortable you are with taking that first step. Just make sure that you are trying, right? Make sure that you are having faith that God and the universe will catch you, regardless of the direction that you're headed in. God just wants you to be willing to have faith in Him, that no matter what's ahead, He is always going to guide you in the right direction. And even if you fall or stumble, He will be there to pick you up and to help you keep going. Okay. All right, so now that we got those out of the way, let's go ahead and see what else Spirit has for you. All right, Spirit, what do you want the collective to know? Spirit, what advice do you have for the collective? Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance. Thank you for your love. And thank you for your wisdom and your support. All right. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective? What advice do you have for us? And what is it that you want us to know? Okay, the first card you have out here, it says, what excuses am I making right now? All right. It reads, no more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. Today's soul action. If it's important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it, even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart and you will be led. Okay. So listen to what nudges you are feeling from the divine. Okay. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. If you know that your heart is calling you to do something, to move in a particular direction, don't question that. Don't question that intuition that you're having, that you're feeling. Go after what feels right for you. And even if it is requiring you to step outside of your comfort zone, it goes back to the message of take that first step, right? God will catch you. So if you have been making excuses as to why you can't do something or why you shouldn't do something, maybe you feel like you don't have enough of something in order to move forward, where God is telling you and advising you that yes, you do. He just wants to see that you are willing to trust him. He wants to see that you are willing to put in the effort. So if you have been making excuses, let go of the excuses. Know that the time is right now, and you will never have everything right um, that you need before you take that first step. A lot of time, God doesn't give us everything that we need. He first wants to see if we're just willing to put in the effort. And along the way, along the journey, He will provide for you what you need. Okay. So no more excuses. All of the excuses that you have maybe once used to why you can't do something, we are getting rid of those that way of thinking. You're getting rid of that, and you are believing in Him and knowing that He is always going to guide you down the right path. And regardless of how comfortable you are, God is not looking for you to feel comfortable. He is looking for you to just be willing to take the initiative. All right. So that is one message that we have received so far. The next message here, it says, what risk can I take today? Okay. It says, be not mistaken. You will have to take a bigger risk than you ever thought possible on this path towards your dreams. You will have to take the big, scary leap. But do not fret, because your soul has wings. Today's soul action reads, what risk can you take to move towards your dreams? Make a decision and do it. No more thinking, only doing. Be brave and courageous, and you will discover what you are really made of. Okay. So, these messages pretty much go hand in hand. Being willing to step out on faith, being willing to try something new, try something that you've never tried before. Be willing to be open to newness, open to change. And of course, know that, again, as I've mentioned before, God will catch you. All right. Just because something doesn't seem easy, just because something doesn't seem comfortable, doesn't mean that it's not necessary for you, for the evolution of your life and for the growth of your character, for the growth of your soul. Okay. Um, you are just going to have to, again, probably step out of your comfort zone, and in order to receive the things that you've never had, you're going to have to do the things that you've never done. Okay. So if you are wanting change in your life, if you are wanting to go in a new direction, you're going to have to trust that God is always going to lead you down the right path. Okay. So your dreams are not going to come true if you're just remaining stagnant. Okay. You have to put in the effort. You have to try, and you have to be willing to just just go out on faith. Okay. Regardless of if it's scary, regardless of if it's like it could be something really like grand for you to do, right? It could be like it could require a lot out of you to take this leap of faith, but ultimately it's going to pay off in the end. But God, again, just needs to know that you trust Him and that you have faith in the direction that He wants to lead you. Okay. Now at the bottom of the deck here, it says, oh well, the bottom of the deck here, it reads, does my life have room for more pleasure and play? Okay. Now it says, in what area are you lacking pleasure right now? Maybe in certain relationships or with work. Is it possible to shift the seriousness of life to experiencing a more creative, wild, and playful side of you? Today's soul action. What would happen if you added more play and laughter into your life? What area is lacking this right now? Take time to play. Let go of any need to produce anything. Okay. So that's just about you not being so uptight. That's about you not worrying too much. That's about you just letting go and letting God and just enjoying the life that you have right now. Okay. So if you have been worrying too much, if you have been, again, just a little uptight, let your hair down a little bit. Go out and have some fun. If it's been a long week for you, enjoy your weekend. Don't just let don't let too much worry creep in that you aren't enjoying the life that you have, okay? So don't be too worried about the past. Don't be too worried about the future. Just live in your present and enjoy the life that you have right now. Tomorrow is not promised. Yesterday is gone, and the only moment that we have to live is the moment that we have right now. So enjoy that, okay? All right, let's go ahead and see what other messages Spirit has for us. Spirit, what advice messages do you have for the collective today? Spirit, what advice messages do you have for the collective? Thank you so much, Spirit, for your guidance, for your support, for your love, and for your advice. Thank you much, Spirit, for the guidance, for your love, and for your advice. What do you want the collective to know, Spirit? What advice do you have for the collective? Okay, so the first card you have out here, it says, the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. All right. The next card you have out, it says, be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. All right, I'm going to get one more and then I'm going to read those messages. And then after that, we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up. Let's see, what else? Share one more. What messages do you have for the collective when it comes to the advice that you have for our life and moving forward? All right. Anything else? Oh, okay. All right. So you have two more that came out here. This card says a win-win outcome is forecast. All right. Full moon in Libra. All right. So whatever you're going after, it's going to benefit you regardless, right? And then the last card you have here, it says luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and read those messages real quick. And then after that, we will pretty much be through for today's reading. All right, let's see here. Okay. Okay, the answers you need are coming. They don't put numbers on here. Oh, it's so hard to find when they don't have numbers. Okay, you know what? We're not going to go in order. We're just going to read them as I find them. Okay, so the first message here we're going to read is it says a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Okay. Again, it says the full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason, and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card also refers to a professional relationship. There is a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. Okay. So this is just encouraging you to find balance. It's encouraging you to also be mindful of others. Okay. Everything cannot just always go our way. We have to be willing to compromise, and we have to be willing to meet others halfway. Okay, so if you know that you're needing to negotiate something with somebody, or if you know that you're in a relationship that requires compromise, be willing to offer that to your person, because that's the only way that things can really elevate. Okay, all right, so let's go to the next one that I can find. Let's see, what else am I looking for? To anybody that wants to make cards, please add numbers to your cards. It's so much easier. I'm just saying. It's really hard trying to find each of these cards. Okay, here's the next one I found. Okay. So the next one, it says, be bold and make the first move. All right. It says, now is the time to be bold, bossy, even. Take matters into your own hands. Cardinal signs are powerful and self-starting. They're determined and great at organizing. Drawing this card strongly suggests that you're going to need to be all of those things to get your ideal resolution or position in the situation you're asking about. This card may challenge you on how strongly you really want something. If you're worrying about a situation, it is suggestion to be less passive. Instead, take an assertive stance as you steer events where you want them to go. Speak up for what you want. If you're serious about sorting things out, you may need to take the lead in some way to step up as a leader. Okay? So, again, be bold, be courageous, be brave, and know that as you, which we spoke about earlier, as you take that first step, God is always going to catch you. Okay, so take charge, and if you're wanting to reach your destiny, you're going to have to be willing to take the first step. Okay, because um, God can only help you if He knows that you're serious about what it is that you want. Okay, all right. Let's go to the next one. All right, finally, the answers you need are coming. It took me forever to find this card. Okay. All right, so it says this card is a reminder that it's important to speak your truth, but remember that your words have consequences and impact your listener. The answers you need may well come soon. The issue you're facing could well be one or a few conversations away from being resolved. If you're inquiring about a love situation, a little flirting may be called for. If you're in the middle of an argument, this card comes to you as a reminder of the old, very non-Gemini message. Least said, soonest mended. It's good to talk, but be careful you aren't causing yourself any issues with your words. Words have enormous power, as metaphysician Florence Scovel Shinn said. Your word is in your wand. You create magic in your own reality every time you express yourself, okay? So watch the things you say, watch the things you do. Watch how you say what you say, okay, and know that it's important to keep your calm when you're communicating with people, okay. If you are interested in someone, like I said, maybe you are needing to just be a bit more flirtatious and letting that person know that you're interested, okay. So find a way to communicate what it is that you're feeling, but do so in a way that offers like uh, that offers a, how can I say this, communicate in a way that offers you the ability to solve the problem. Okay, you don't want things to get worse before they get better. So just be mindful of what you say, and just talk to people in the way that you would want people to talk to you. Okay? All right. All right. So let's go ahead and read the last one. All right. Here we go. Okay. So the last card we have here, it says luck is on your side. All right. New moon in Sagittarius. It says whatever is coming your way, it looks set to put a smile on your face. The new moon in Sagittarius can mark the restart of fun after a period of feeling low. The energy is adventurous and even willing to take a few risks. But be careful you don't bet the farm on something, as the wheel of fortune is still spinning. This card is about exploring life metaphorically by exchanging big ideas with others or just thinking about your own philosophies. Perhaps it's time to change your mind about something important. It can also signal that a trip away is coming up, if that's something you're working to achieve. But the overall message of this card is that whatever happens next will be some sort of gift, even if that simply means widening your world view. Okay? So, collective, just know that anything that you're going after, um, luck is on your side, okay? So if you are trying to achieve something in particular, know that you can literally achieve these things. Keep counting your blessings, and just live life with more joy, live life with more gratitude. And as you do that, all of the things that you want, you're going to attract, okay? You are a manifester at this point in time, and anything and everything can go your way, all right? So just keep that in mind. Continue to have fun. Continue to explore new things, and just be optimistic about the future ahead. All right. But you are very lucky at this time. So use that luck to your advantage. All right. Okay, collective. Well, that is what I have for you in today's spiritual advice spread. So I hope that you enjoyed these messages. And of course, as always, I hope that I see you in the next reading. Okay. But until then, be safe, be blessed, be good to yourself, and be good to others. I will see you all later. I love you. Mwah. Bye.